What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Challenge of the Super Sons, issue number 1. Holy shit, it feels so good to be talking about this. I didn't realize this was actually going to drop today. I figured it would drop on New Comic Day, which is tomorrow. But it's a Digital Force series, and it's set after the events of Adventures of the Super Sons. Now, I'm so happy to be talking about this stuff because I've stated several times how much I loved Super Sons. I think Super Sons was the best book DC had going for it over the past couple of years. And it was a real crime that it got undercut the way it did for the way things are now. I mean, it was universally beloved, and compared to where things are now in the current timeline and continuity in the present day, it's just night and day how much better the writing was in here, and just the sense of fun and excitement. And I'm reminded of that immediately when I read this first issue, and God, I just missed this. Just reading this thing, it just felt like such a breath of fresh air because DC's been kind of like really angsty, just kind of miserable. There's been no book that's just been a fun, lighthearted book that I can't recall in the last year or so. And finally reading this again, it just felt like such a breath of fresh air. And again, it's only $1. So if you're a Super Sons fan, you gotta support this thing if you want more things. If this thing does very well, and I hope it does, the chances of getting more Super Sons stories are very good. So basically, the way I look at Super Sons, it's kind of like North American manga, and it's definitely got a Japanese anime type vibe with it. I mean, Damien and John's dynamic kind of reminds me a bit of Goten and Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. So just kind of that fun, just kids going on adventures. It's just stuff I like to see, and it's the stuff that DC needs right now. Just kind of light-hearted, fun, hope, and optimism, and just some fun adventures. So again, this is Digital First Series. It was written by Peter Tomasi, and as you can see, the rest of the credits here. Again, it's digital only as of right now. There's no like actual physical issues, but again, they're only $1, and they're going to be coming out every Monday. So it means every week I'm going to get a new little bit of Super Sun stuff. So let's go ahead and start. So as it begins and set in the future, we see older versions of John and Damien, I believe, and they're basically fighting each other in a video game. You see like the grandchildren coming down, and they're still giving each other crap. There's still this rivalry and sense of banter. Again, when I think of these two, I think of grumpier and grumpy old men. That's kind of the way I see John and Damien when they get older. Best friends slash rivals, and also kind of brothers too. So just kind of that dynamic is still at play there. And so we see the grandkids going in, and they want to read some more Super Sun stories. And as we can see here, they got a lot of stuff here. So Easy Company, The Lost Years, just several things. So there's the original adventures, and they got several adventures like lined up, ready to go. Crisis of Infinity Earths, just so many other possible storylines for years to come. And again, they're still kind of arguing in the background. So basically, they head to the past. This is set again after the adventures of the Super Sons. We see John Kent, and he's talking there. The library's about to close. John's trying to solve this mystery of this cheating scandal going on at school. And the funniest thing was Damien had already solved it, and he's like, "Oh, it was Professor here, uploading and selling previously done tests anonymously over the dark server. I uploaded evidence to the headmaster. She'll be fired tomorrow. Can we go now?" So John's basically been sitting there for weeks, standing there, just like trying to study, get all these cases together. And it all ends with Damien just like, "Oh, I already solved it for you." You can look at how frustrated John is. And there's just that sense of fun in there. And again, Damien just being kind of smug. He's just like, John's trying to be a news reporter. I kind of like that, like an investigative journalist, like his mom and dad. I think that's pretty cool. Here you go. Also, the teachers don't like Damien because like he's kind of a know-it-all, and you can see kind of the icy coldness, the way he delivers his line to Damien. He's like, "I trust you corrected my mistakes on my physics test, Mr. Barkley, self-righteous silver spoon punk." And so again, it's just more a sense of fun, just them going on little adventures, going through school. I highly recommend reading it. So they go do their thing, and Damien doesn't even have a ride. And again, he's just like, "I hate to say this, but please." So they're going to be patrolling Metropolis. Damien rips his thing off, and of course, in the sense of fun and jokiness, John has to unbutton his stuff, and Damien's just frustrated, like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "My mom said if I rip any more shirts, I have to sew them myself." So they go off and do their little adventure thing, and you get kind of a little sense of fun here. Again, Damien's just kind of surfing on John's back. And God, I miss these two so much, the way they are. It's just a breath of fresh air. It's so much better than everything else going on. So, anyways, they go do their things. They help some lady with their groceries. And again, just kind of the small little things that I kind of like superheroes doing. I just feel like I haven't read that with Superman and Batman family related stuff in a while. So they're out there helping their things. Damien's frustrated here. Uh, hands on the Superboy flight number 50. Superboy flight number 52 is ready for takeoff, followed by the death of Superboy coming soon. I don't know. I feel like that's a little shade at Bendis, if I'm being honest. So they go do their things. Damien takes a tip, which I kind of have a little gripes with. And then you have somebody showing up to talk to him about the death of parchment, or what is it, the Doom Scroll. And they show up and they're basically consumed by fire and stuff. Next one, Dead Flash. Is the Flash going to show up? So, anyways, this lady kind of bursts into flames. They're talking about something known as the Doom Scroll, which sounds to me basically like the Death Note. So the Super Sons are going to get like started on their next adventure, and yeah, that's pretty much it that happens in this issue here. And like I said, the writing's on point. Not you know what? I'm a little more forgiving in this stuff. There's definitely like more humor and it feels more tonal with the Adventures of the Super Sons than the original Super Sons stuff. It definitely feels more adventures than the original stuff. And Adventures wasn't quite as good as the original Super Sons stuff, but we also have to factor in that kind of the air was let out of that. Like there wasn't any steam behind Adventures of the Super Sons since it was a prequel storyline, and everyone just kind of just sad and depressed of what happened to John and Damien's characters because for some reason, they took something that was so well received and well loved, like Super Sons, and then decided, you know what, let's age up John Kent. Let's put Damian Wayne in that Teen Titans torture chamber when this is clearly the better route to go. It's a lot more fun. The characters are a lot more likable. And again, I was enjoying the Super Sons in DC, but like this, even then, it just feels like I was missing something in my comic book excuse me, it just feels like I was really missing something, and this series kind of delivers that. Again, not much in the way of setup for the big story arc that's going to go here with the Doom Scroll, but it just feels like a breath of fresh air to be reading John and Damien going on their adventures again. Again, it's lighthearted, it's fun, and this whole year with all the like angst and like misery and just kind of like these end of the world stuff, it's nice to go back to something smaller and just more fun, just kids going on adventures. That's all you need. You don't really need end of the world type stakes. Just a sense of fun and adventure. It's so relatable. It reminds me of when I was a kid and we'd go on, little adventures or just some of those movies I love where, kids go on adventures and save the world and stuff. Again, this is the kind of stuff I like to see. It's them balancing their school and superhero life. They need more stuff like this at DC. So, and I highly recommend being a Sons fan, purchase the digital first, buy it, support this book, and that way we can get more stuff. But anyways, what are your thoughts on Challenge of the Super Sons issue number 1? Again, I really enjoyed it. Reading it just reminded me how much I missed these two. So what are your thoughts on it? Tell me in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, hit the bell for notifications, and as always, take care now. Bye bye then, and I'll see you all in the next video. And we're gonna be talking about every issue in the series. That's my plan, and I still want to talk about Just League Endless Winter, so I'll get to that at some point too. But just wanted to get this one out there. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. Take care now. Bye bye then. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.